Hi, everybody. Welcome to my podcast, The Industrial. My name's Iris. I'm the host. My podcast is giving the industry professionals the platform they deserve to talk about what it really means to do their job versus the misconceptions people have. So, today, my lovely guest is Janet, and she'll tell you guys what industry she's in and why she chose her career.
Hi. Well, first, Iris, let me thank you for having me here. I so appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I love talking about my job.
That means you love your job, so I love it.
My job. It's my passion. It's the one that I always wanted, even though it doesn't always pay the bills, but it's what I love to do. I am a travel advisor.
Okay.
And I am Nefertiti Travel.
Nice.
I have been in the industry for 21 years. Prior to that, I was actually employed and working full-time, but doing this full-time as well, because I would leave work at 7 o'clock in the morning, go home, grab something to eat, maybe take a quick nap, probably not, go into my office, and I was supposed to come home at 2 o'clock so I could go to bed and start over again. But a lot of times I was there until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh boy.
Because it just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And once you get into it, it's hard to shut down. But yes, I've been a travel advisor for 21 years now. And I began just as a traveler myself.
Nice.
And I moved from there. It went to, getting my friends and my family to travel with me and booking their travel. And I was afforded the opportunity to join an agency, which I did. And I transitioned from that initial agency to another agency that gave me more opportunities, excuse me, and, and opened up different views for me.
Yeah.
I was encouraged by this woman to do a lot of the training, attend the seminars and events and things like that. And what I mean by the seminars, we have the various destinations. I primarily focus on the Caribbean.
Okay.
That's my niche, the Caribbean. So we would attend seminars and we had blanket organizations that all travel advisors and the suppliers are involved in. There is PATANA, which is the Professional Travel Agents of North America. So that's travel agents all across the country. And there's also ASTA, the Association of I'm getting tongue-tied now. American Society of Travel Advisors. And those are the two organizations that I closely identify with. And under these organizations, they bring in regularly, and now that COVID is a little bit under our belts, we're starting to do these things more. But prior to COVID, we would have meetings once a month.
Okay.
They might be breakfast, lunch, or dinner meetings. We have major travel events during the course of the year. It used to be the Boston Globe Trade Show. Now it's the American, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it now. I'm drawing a blank. But it's held in February at the World Trade Center.
Okay.
They're holding it down there. But our industry itself was doing, ASTA has their annual trade event in October. So what we do is the business development managers, the hoteliers and our suppliers American Airlines, Delta Vacations, whoever.
Mhm.
Those are some of the suppliers. We come together for a trade show. They bring to us, the travel advisors, their products.
Okay.
And we kind of do them twice a year because there's like twice a year is kind of like when things in the industry change.
Mm-hmm.
New products are coming out, new hotels are opening up. The existing properties are doing like, fall specials where they're doing like big promotions.
Yeah.
Itineraries for cruise lines might be changing. So there's a wide gamut.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives us as travel advisors the opportunity to see what's new, what's trending,
Mm-hmm.
what's coming down the road for some of the hotels. They may be opening up, another building on their property, or they may be implementing another program or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So we constantly have to train.
Okay.
Things are changing, and we need to know these things
Mm-hmm.
so that we are able to inform our clients
Right.
and the consumers of what's going on in the industry. So that's, how we work during the year. But there's also online trainings that we do.
Mm-hmm.
We become destination specialists.
Okay.
In this case, we are destination wedding and honeymoon specialists.
Mm.
So like the whole romance thing, that's like a component that is so wide,
Right.
And what we do as a wedding, I'm not the wedding coordinator, but I help the brides and the grooms connect with the wedding coordinators on the properties.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole process that we go through.
Yeah.
I initially sit down with the bride and groom.
Mm-hmm.
I ask them, there are certain questions I have to ask them.
Right. So this is the consultation part.
This is the consultation.
Okay.
So in going through the consultation, we talk about where they want to get married. And I give them options, what do they like to do? What area do they want? Jamaica, St. Lucia, Grenada, or do they want Europe even?
Okay.
It could be anywhere. Do they want to take their destination wedding on a cruise,
Mm-hmm.
they can get off in a port, get married in the port, come back onto the ship and celebrate there. There's so many ways that they can do it. So I sit down, I talk to them about where they want to get married at,
Mm-hmm.
what they anticipate their budget to be.
Okay.
And that means like, how many people are they wanting to bring with them?
Right.
Do they want to keep it small and intimate at 20, 25? Or do they want to have 100, 125 people?
Sounds like a lot of people.
And believe me, they sometimes will have, depending on the property, what the property can accommodate,
Mm-hmm.
they can have 200 or 300 people there.
Traveling together.
They
at the
also
same time.
do the Indian weddings that
Mm-hmm.
last for like
Oh yeah.
3 or 4 days.
Right.
We're able to do those as well. We have wedding coordinators that do that specialize with that. So there's lots of options. And so once they decide that portion,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll look at the different properties.
Okay.
What type of resort do they want? There are some resorts where they can hold the destination wedding on the family side.
Mm-hmm.
After the wedding, they can go to the adult side and have their honeymoon.
Okay.
Or we'll transition them from that particular property to a different property altogether where they can totally, get away from everybody that they saw at the wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and they can go someplace totally different for their honeymoon portion. Yeah. So once they've decided on all of that,
Mm-hmm.
then I connect them with the wedding planners on the properties.
Okay.
And that's kind of where part of my piece stops, because it's the job of the wedding coordinator,
right,
to work with them with their contract. They set out everything that they want, that they expect. If their wedding package is not exactly what they want, they're able to tweak it. They can change out the flowers, or
right,
they can pick different colors and things like that. So that's something that they work out with the wedding coordinator. But don't get me wrong, I don't disappear at that point.
right.
Because I need to make sure that my clients are getting the services that, number one, they ask for, number two, they deserve,
right,
and number three, that's going to make them happy and give them that memorable experience. So I will stay in touch with them throughout. Should they have any issues, they know that they can always pick up the phone or shoot me an email and say, Janet, I was looking for this and this hasn't happened. No problem. Iris, I'll get on it right away. Just give me a few. I will call the property, get in touch with the wedding coordinator and say, look, my client said she was supposed to get A, B, C, and D. She's only got A and B.
Right.
What happened to C and D? Whatever. And I make sure that everything stays on track. So they know that if there are hiccups, I'm still there in the background, and I will keep in touch. I will check in with my client periodically. Is everything going all right? Because I need to make sure that she's squared away.
Yeah.
That the groom is squared away.
And that's because you have the relationship with the resort.
The resorts.
And you introduce them to the resort, so you want to make sure
that all the pieces stay in line. I want to make sure that the plan is followed from start to finish. Yeah. That's my job. It's it's a service that I'm offering my client, and I need to make sure that I'm doing my part.
Right.
And that means making sure that the property, the wedding coordinator, are doing their part.
So I wouldn't even think, when I before I even thought about introducing travel advisors, not agents, right?
We're advisors.
Exactly.
We used to be called agents. I like
That's
advisors. I like advisors. I like advisors.
So the reason why that's interesting to me, that when I thought about interviewing you, I was like, oh, it's just destination weddings. So they're just going to find the property and say, here is your event, and then that's it. So to know that you feel responsible for the wedding planner at the resort because you built the connection is important, because maybe people don't even realize that. People, me being people, probably thought it was just okay, my job's done, on to the next client.
No.
But you're like, no, my job's done when you come back home.
And even then it doesn't stop.
Oh, why does it keep going?
Well, first of all, when you're having a destination wedding, you're nervous about everything.
Yeah.
You don't know anything or anybody at that property.
True.
You don't know how things are supposed to work. And I'm not the type of advisor that will just hand you off to somebody and let them feed you soup and expect you to drink it.
Right.
If you have a question about something and you're not getting the answers that you feel you should get, or if you don't know to ask the right questions, that's where I come in.
Right.
This is my training. This is how I guide you through. I can't just say, okay, here you go. I'll see you, 6 months from now after you get married. No, I'm going to be with you every step of the way.
Right.
I'm not going to leave you. I'm always going to be here for the client so that I can guide you I'm here to give you advice. I'm an advisor. I'm here to give you advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to advise you of the way that things are supposed to go.
Right.
To let you know this is what you can expect. This is what should happen. And if it doesn't, I need you to let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And let me know right away so that we can fix things. If there are issues that need to be resolved, we need to take care of it now. Not wait until, I don't want you to wait until a week before your wedding and say, oh my gosh, they didn't confirm the flowers, and now they're telling me that these flowers that I asked for. No.
Right.
We're going back to the start. Going to make sure that as you go along, step by step, things are happening the way that they tell you. And I'm going to be in contact with you, the bride, and the groom, as well as the wedding coordinators. I'm going to pick up the phone periodically and, call down to, this resort in St. Lucia and talk to Chanel, how's things going for my client? Oh, Janet, we're doing good. They're really nice people. We've got everything under control. Okay, let me know if there's a problem. Let me know if something needs to be done on my end.
Right.
I have that relationship with these people. And that's something those are relationships that I've built up over the last 21 years. And I've worked hard to cultivate these relationships. These people a lot of them are my friends.
Yeah.
We've got family and friends. That's how close we've become. And that's the way I want it. I don't want to be, I'm not going to be that travel advisor that just like takes the money and runs.
Right.
No, it's not about that. It's about me being able to provide my client with services above and beyond. I want my client to feel comfortable. I want them to be happy.
Right.
I don't want them, stressing about it. A wedding is not the time for the bride to be stressing.
No.
If I can help
More
it.
than they already are.
They're already going to be stressing. So I need to make sure that I can take some of that stress away from the couple, and that's what I do.
Yeah. It's good. Because they do say that the destination, I think I've heard, destination weddings are supposed to be less stressful than doing it at home because you're kind of weeding out some people and all that other stuff. Is that true? Do you think?
What, as far as your guests?
Yeah, because you can kind of like weed out your guest list and you're not going to get the...
And sometimes what I would suggest to a couple that's planning a destination wedding, they can let guests know, not that they just want them to spend money to come down for the wedding, because that's a lot of money.
Right.
For families. It's one thing if it's just a single person or a couple, but then if you're inviting families, like they've got children,
right,
that's a great expense for them as well. Sometimes what makes it a little more palpable for the guests is to make this time your family vacation.
Right.
So what we do is once the wedding, the destination is set, then we work with the bride and the groom to get the information out to their guests. And for everybody, you put your deposit down. And if this is September and the wedding is not until June, generally everything needs to be paid at least 75 to 60 days prior to traveling.
Okay.
So they know that they've got from September until March or April to pay for this. And I help them do that.
Yeah.
Put it on layaway.
Right.
You got a payment plan. So it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So they know that, okay, well, we're going to go on a quote unquote vacation. We're going to attend Iris's wedding while we're there.
Yeah.
So we're going to start planning it now. And then they can They can pay monthly, they can pay weekly. Get your income tax check and throw, provided you're getting a refund, throw your refund check on it, however you need to do it, so that you're able to attend the wedding.
Right.
That's what we do. And I think that doing it that way, yes, you're going to weed some people out. I mean, some people have 5 kids. I can't afford to travel with 5 kids, but I don't have anybody at home to stay with my 5 kids while I go. So that family may not be able to come, and that needs to be understood. And it's not that you, as a couple, don't want people there. You want the people that you love and care about there. So you, not only are you creating this experience for yourself, but you're, in the back of your mind, I think you're keeping it at a certain point, so that, well, I know if I do this, that more people can come.
Yeah.
Or if I plan it further out, more people can come. But then everybody understands that everybody's not going to be able to do it.
Right. Everybody's circumstances are different.
And, that has to be taken into consideration, and it has to be understood. Like, it's not that I don't want you to come, but, we need to do this, and this is what we want. I'm sorry that you can't come. Or I'm sorry that you can't bring, all of your children with you, So there's different things that we can do to try to help them get all the people on their guest list.
All right, so they won't wean those people out after all. So what do you think one of the biggest misconceptions is about your job?
That I'm not needed.
Yeah.
That I'm not a necessary, person.
That's a big one.
And that I don't have a life like everybody else. Pre-COVID, well, they first of all, they call travel advisors we're dinosaurs in the industry.
Really?
Like, you guys are still around? People still use a travel advisor? Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to plan their own travel. I can't do it. Here, just, this is what I want.
This is my
just find something for me. Okay, no problem. I can do that. I'm too busy. I work 12 hours a day. I don't have time to do this. Can you help me? Can you take care of it for me? Yes, no problem.
Exactly.
Then you have other people like, I don't need you. I can do that myself. I can do it online. I can just go online and find it. And I'm going to give you this perfect example. I had a person come to me a couple of years ago, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, and they were asking me about taking this trip. I said, okay, no problem. So I researched it.
Yep.
And I gave them all the information. They're like, wow, how come it's so much? Well, this is what you asked me for.
Right.
Well, I looked online.
Those are the favorite ones.
And red flag. And she says, and I got it for this amount. And it was the price difference was considerable.
Yeah.
It was a significant difference. And I give it to her. And I said, really? I said, can you send me that information so I can take a look on it? Because I do have the option or the ability periodically, as long as all the components match exactly, I can price match.
Got it.
The woman sent me the information.
What's
and
missing?
I laughed. I'm sorry. I laughed so hard. And I'm looking at the information. And oh yes, she saved a considerable amount of money.
Layover.
But what she didn't know, what she didn't see and didn't realize, was that and I don't remember if it was coming or going, but one portion of her travels was like almost 24 hours.
Oh my God, of course.
Because she had 3 different layovers in the flight.
I knew it.
And one of them was going to have her stay in the airport overnight and leaving out for her destination at like 7:30 in the morning. And I called her back and I said, "Do you realize this?" She's like, "What? Really?" She says, "Wow." She says, "Okay, Janet, will you take care of it for me, please?" Of course.
That's just simple reading, not even like, that's a part of the trip. You see it in the description.
And had I not asked her to send it to me and says, "Well, okay, you can do it," boy, would she have been surprised when she got to the airport and found out she would have to sleep in the airport overnight.
And it would have been her fault.
And it would have been her fault. And what some people don't realize is when you're traveling, I'm responsible for you.
Yeah.
To an extent, I'm responsible for you. If something should happen while you're traveling, are you going to pick up the phone and call this online ep4.com and say, "Hey, blah, 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 blah"? You're not going to get anybody.
Not right now.
Not right now. "Oh, sorry, you're out of luck."
Or how about the
nothing we can do for you. And that's if you can even get in touch with them after the fact. So not only do I stress insurance, and I have all my clients sign a waiver.
Okay.
If you don't want insurance, you're signing a waiver. You're also signing that you are accepting the insurance.
Okay.
But if you call me at 9:00 at night, the day before you come home, or the day before you leave, "Oh my God, Janet, I just got a notification from the airline that my flight changed." Okay, let me take a look at it. Like, I'm going to get out of bed at 9:00 at night, and I'm going to take a look at it for you. Okay, don't worry. Let me look into it.
Yeah.
Go back, have a drink, go back to the beach.
Relax.
Take a breath.
Don't stress
Let me see
I'm
what I
lose
can do.
my job tomorrow because I gotta go in.
I'm going to do the best I can to rectify the situation. I'm going to find out what's going on and see if we can work something out.
Okay.
And hopefully I can. But you have, and people kind of don't understand right now is that since COVID, everything with the airlines is crazy.
I know.
It's so crazy.
There's cancellations after
cancellations. And if you don't get to the gate in time, or they may even tell you didn't make it to the gate in time when you know good and well you did.
Really?
But I'm your advocate. You can go to ep4.com. You don't have anybody advocating for you.
Right.
Travel advisors are your advocates in case of emergency or if there's ever any type of issue.
Right.
We're the ones that will pick up the phone while you're on the beach, having a nice margarita. I'm back home in the office on hold for 3 or 4 hours, trying to get in touch with the airline to find out if we can get you a sooner flight, or find out why your flight was delayed, or why you got bumped from this particular flight, whatever the case may be.
Right.
That's what I do.
And
That's why
do that on
that's
the beach.
why you have me.
Sitting on the beach with your margarita, on the phone for 3 hours.
No, you're
hoping your phone doesn't get disconnected.
And hoping it doesn't die.
All of it. Because you didn't prepare to
I'm in my office with 2 phones going. One phone I'm calling and I'm sitting on hold for, and while I'm listening to that crazy on hold music that you hear on TikTok.
I need to choose the music.
That phone's sitting over there, but I'm also still taking care of my daily business with my other phone.
And another client that could possibly be calling with another issue.
A client called me with another issue, so maybe I need to get 2 more phones.
You need more phones.
No, I'll use Google Voice on my laptop. That'll be like my backup kind of thing. But and that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
And that's the part that people probably don't think about.
See that.
Because when you're already mad about a phone call that your flight is canceled, delayed, or whatever, to just think about the anxiety that comes with that phone call and then having to lose patience with the customer service rep that you're on the phone with, or give the person an attitude because they're the first person you're in contact with, but you're already mad.
And you know good and well that you give somebody enough attitude, they're going to hang up the phone on you.
They're going to hang up the phone, or that nice person that could have said, you know what, let me find you another flight, would have been like, no, we have nothing left.
For some reason, that call got disconnected.
And you can't
oh my
get back
gosh,
to
I've been sitting on hold for 3 hours and I just been on the phone with them for 5 minutes and the call drops. No. I do that. I have the patience for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to take care of it.
This miraculously the call's never gonna drop with you.
And I'm not a miracle worker.
Right.
Oh well, yes I am. But I don't want to say I'm a miracle worker. But there may be some things that I can't handle, and I'm not gonna tell that story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I can do it, I do it. If I can't fix it, I just can't fix it. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you're squared away. You know, and it's just about having patience.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, the misconception is that we're not needed, but we're a very integral part in this travel industry.
I see now, because I may have to use you.
Again, I'm always here. But like I said, you know, over the years, we build up relationships with people. And that's what we need to do. It's all about building the relationships and maintaining those relationships. You know, so that I know who to call. Like, you know, if you're at a particular property and all of a sudden your ceiling falls in and nobody's answering you and nobody's coming to help you when, you know, you've got chunks of ceiling on your bed, I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to call the property directly, say, look, my client's ceiling just fell in. Yeah. Just missed her toddler's head by 6 inches. I want somebody over there.
Exactly.
And you better let me know what's going on, because I'm going to call back. And I know who to call.
And that client doesn't have that person's number at all.
No.
They wouldn't even be able to Google it.
No, they don't know. Right. But I have the ability. I can go up the chain. Right. Whereas the client, they're just talking to somebody at the front desk
that has no idea what's going on themselves.
That, okay, we'll call maintenance. They call maintenance. Maintenance isn't doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, I'm going to get on the phone. Right. I'm going to call the general manager of the property because I know who it is. Right. Look, Sam, I got a client in room 232. Her ceiling just fell in. She's freaking out. Nobody's doing anything. She called 3 hours ago. Right. And nobody's done anything. Jan, don't worry, I'll take care. I'll get right on and I'll call you back.
Because they don't want to ruin their reputation or their relationship with you either.
No. And it's like I said, it's about relationships.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I have a relationship with my clients. They know that they can depend on me. That I'm going to be there. Yeah. In the middle of the night, God forbid, hopefully not. But if something happens, you know, they know that they call me on WhatsApp, text me, whatever, you know. And I look at my phone all day long. I'm with my family and they're like, for crying out loud, can you put your phone down? You're with family. No, I can't. I'm literally travel advisors are on the clock 24/7.
So how does that go with you being human? Like, you have to work, you have to provide these services for these clients because you have a relationship with them. You want them to have great experiences. Weddings are already like stressful, whether people say it out loud or not. They're stressful until the end and you're like, oh, that was beautiful.
See, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, you had a couple of hiccups, but it all worked out, didn't it?
But you had
Yes,
hiccups,
Janet,
but all the people around you helped deal with those.
Exactly, and that's why you have that team.
Mm-hmm.
You have those connections. But I have tried to separate at some point
Mm-hmm.
my personal life and my professional life.
Yeah.
The lines are always going to be blurred.
Yeah.
But I try, for the most part, to block my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down like every weekend while it's my time on Saturday. I sit down and I try to plan my schedule out for the coming week.
Okay.
Sometimes 2 weeks if I know, sometimes 2 weeks ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have tried to do more and more in the last 2 years, like during COVID, because I realized that self-care is a very important part of everyone's life.
Yeah.
And no matter what your profession is, you still need to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pour into anyone else if your cup is empty.
Right.
You have nothing to pour. And people drain you.
Mm.
I love my clients. I love my profession. I love doing what I do. It can be taxing and draining.
Just off of the story you told me alone, like 3 hours of anybody's day is a lot.
And now what I do is I schedule family time.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, I don't work at all.
Right.
Unless it's something that's very urgent.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday is my family time.
Yeah.
I go to church. I do family Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
We do it every Sunday. I spend time with my kids or my grandkids on Sundays. Saturday is me time.
Yeah. Is you time shared time?
Not usually.
Okay.
Not usually. Saturday is like, the mani-pedi, the massage. I'll sit back and binge watch TV with, a glass of wine or something, some potato chips.
So it's really you time. Okay.
So I try to do that. And I got the laundry going.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do a little bit of housekeeping, cleaning up and, mopping the floors kind of thing. But I try to keep the weekend strictly for myself.
Yeah.
I will see clients on Saturday between certain hours by appointment only.
Okay.
And that's under extenuating circumstances. And I understand that people work 9 to 5 and they can't always get out in time or something like that. But I need people to understand that I need to set my hours as well.
Exactly.
On paper, my office hours are 10 to 5.
Oh.
10 to 5. Those are my office hours. There's one day a week that I will see clients or do, phone consultations with clients until 7 or 8 o'clock. I take one day a week to do that because I understand people can't get out of work until 5 o'clock. But on the other hand, there are many nights that I'm sitting up until 11 o'clock at night working.
It's a long day.
Whether it's, doing my administrative work that I need to get done, or a client is getting ready to travel, then I may be tying up loose ends with them, going through a checklist with them. And if I've got brides, getting ready to get married, like within like the next couple of weeks, there are things that they're going to need, and they're going to need that support. They're going to need to be able to, reach out and say, I need. Okay, don't worry, I got you.
Right.
So I'm going to work until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. I've got the TV going in the background to keep me sane, but I'm on the laptop.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to make a hard stop. Like my phone is on do not disturb from 10 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So the messages will come through, and I'll check my messages, or I'll check my emails before I go to bed, make sure I didn't miss anything, or I'll do it during the course of the evening. But I try to make a hard stop because I need that too. Yeah. My brain can't keep going if I'm on my laptop or I'm on the phone, doing something until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It's hard to shut down and go to sleep. And if I can't sleep and get my rest, no good the next day.
Exactly.
And a lot of us don't get that.
Yeah.
That we need to separate. We need to have that hard stop where we need more and more to be conscious of ourselves and our bodies. And it's all about that self-care.
Yeah. And the boundaries.
And these last 2 years people have been under a lot of stress. They've been in their houses, not going out, not coming into contact with people. And a lot of mental health issues are coming to the forefront.
Yeah.
And we don't recognize it, or we kind of try to hide from it. Like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. When you're really not okay.
Yeah.
And part of getting back to normal and being able to express yourself and enjoy yourself and getting back out into the world. I had to step out of my comfort zone. Was I afraid to travel during COVID? Yes.
Right.
Am I still afraid to travel during COVID? To an extent, yes. But I know that this is not something that's going to go away anytime soon. If it ever goes away, we might always have COVID hanging over our heads. But we're human. We need to have that human contact.
Right.
We need to be able to feel good about things. So we need to start, easing back into that travel mode.
Right.
And I got bit by the travel bug 21 years ago. And that's why I got into the industry, because I wanted people to see the world as I've been able to see it. I've been fortunate that I've been able to do this.
Yeah.
Part of my travel is going on vacation or traveling for business. But even when I go away on vacation, I make a point of doing what we call site inspections at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 other hotel properties while I'm away.
Yeah.
So that way I can come back and say, look, this is where I was. Or even if I'm posting on social media, this is where I am. This is what it looks like. I've got the videos, I've got the pictures, and you can see it.
Right.
That this is actually what it is. And I enjoy traveling so much that I want other people to be able to enjoy it the same way I do.
Yeah.
There are some people who all they know is their backyard or their block.
Exactly.
They don't get out of the neighborhood. They don't get out of the state. They don't get out of the country.
Right.
So if I'm able to do that, whether it be someone following me on social media and seeing what I'm posting,
right,
or me actually being able to help you travel, that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. My passion is to provide people in any way that I can with the ultimate vacation experience.
Lovely. Well, everybody, you heard it here first. So if you're looking for a travel agent, you know who to find. So we would like to thank my guest Janet for coming on here and telling us a little bit more about being a travel advisor. And that's exactly what she's doing, is advising and hand holding and all of the above. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and thanks for listening.
And if you want to reach out to me, you can reach me. My email is Nefertiti. That's Nefertiti, the number 4, TRVL@gmail.com. And my number is 857-288-8759. Reach out to me anytime. Follow me on social media. Nefertiti Travel Consultant on Facebook, and Nefertiti Travel on Instagram. I think that's the right one. I keep forgetting. There's like so many things. But yes, reach out to me, email me, give me a call, connect with me on social media. Nefertiti Travel. That's me.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Iris. Thank you, everybody.
Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.